Harald Beck has his office in the building just next to mine. Professor Beck is a world-traveling zoologist. In between research expeditions to Madagascar and the Amazon, or a presentation in Dubai, in between teaching and chairing his department's PTRM committee, he makes time to serve as an academic senator and as an executive officer in our AAUP chapter. Hey. I made an appointment with Harald, partly to visit his fabulous office. I also wanted him to tell me about how self-governance contributed to the Towson University's new family support plan.
I think what really was interesting is that multiple forces came together. Certainly the AAUP was involved, the Senate was involved, and as soon as the discussion started, I think it became clear that for our junior faculty, this is an issue which could be and should be resolved because it's a win-win situation for everybody in terms of retention, in terms of diversity, in terms of making sure that everybody who comes to Towson feels comfortable in Towson and can be successful at Towson. And by sort of seeing how that story rolled out and suddenly people who might not have been on your side or agreed with the story, so suddenly sort of say, it makes sense actually. This is really a win-win for the administration, as it's for the faculty, as it's for the institution. Coming from Europe, I mean, we do have those social programs. And it's always mind-boggling for me that those things, you still have to fight for it. And that there is, you know, especially as an academia or in a public institution, there would be more support for parents and parenting.
What's your memory of the first person who brought it up, and what was the moment?
I heard about that some junior faculty in my department sort of had a hard time sort of figuring out family life and how to do that. And then
you mean
in my department
around a child being born?
Well, around how to handle that situation, right? And how would it work out? And all the stress suddenly comes besides, you know, it should be a happy event, right? Having a child,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then comes all, you know, all the other stuff and, you know, dealing with that. So there was sort of, but I think at some point Jennifer, sort of the chair of the Senate, really sort of brought it home by sort of laying it out how few times people have here and what big of a difference it would make for our community, for our university community and the institution. And I thought that really sort of opened my eyes, and I said, well, this is not only eloquent, as she always is, but also really, it should be changed. Yeah.
So this is Jennifer Ballinger.
Yes.
And she was she the president of the AAUP at that point?
I think initially it might have started when she was the president. Yeah. Again, it was a long timey process. It took quite some time before everything was in place and everything was worked out. And then I think even Towson was actually the role model for the whole USM system. You know, that
really?
Sort of, I think so. At least we had a big influence, sort of, in terms of how this could be drafted for other campuses as well. Yeah, I was actually at some point nervous, and I thought this is all falling apart. I thought it's going to implode because there was quite some pushback, and it is a big endeavor, and it's a big step forward. And the people who had this vision to really keep pushing, I did not see that it actually is going to work out. And then if you want to go there, then of course seeing that suddenly things are moving, that was really kind of nice. That you actually that you see that shared governance, AAUP and the Senate, and then of course all the administrations at some point really working together, because as I said before, sort of seeing the bigger good in that decision and in that policy, obviously. That was beautiful to see it as it turned out. I had a colleague of mine here who, as a father, was able to go and leave. And I think it meant a lot to him. It meant a lot to him in terms of that he was able to spend time with his kiddo, and that he could come back, and that he felt that Towson gave him something, and he was, I think, energized in his and gave something back. We have one more happy faculty member in our department, because, you know, it was not 2 weeks that his wife could only stay at home. No, it was a possibility for him also to spend some time, important critical time obviously, to spend with this kid, and then coming back and sort of, I think, really appreciating it and sort of know that the institution has done something good for him, and he's now motivated to give back. So that was really nice to, and hearing it, and he talked about it, and it's a nice outcome, I think, to sort of see the whole process from maybe it's not going to work, to, oh, maybe we get there, to actually see a person who was able to enjoy the policy. Yeah. I think it demonstrates that, we can work together, and if individuals have a vision and start bringing a topic to the forefront of that, and people join in, that actually can work out and can have a change in policy. And again, make this campus more inclusive, which is what we want, obviously.